In 2007, Congress passed the Energy Independence and Security Act. The act initiated an increasing mandate on ethanol use in transportation, but each year the EPA has to set the exact annual standard. The EPA is now coming under increasing pressure to lower the ethanol mandate. This begs the question, how has the act affected U.S. and especially Midwest communities? Come to ours, and we'll show you. Welcome to Milan, a town of 5,092 people in southeast Michigan. Like many small Midwest towns, the local economy has traditionally revolved around agriculture. Corn is the main crop in the Milan area. For decades, this corn was used only as food or animal feed, but recently, another option has arisen, turning the corn into ethanol fuel. What is ethanol?
Renewable energy sources are the ones that, if we can figure out how to harness them well, are inexhaustible. So that's wind currents, that's solar energy, and biomass as well. Different types of plant material that we can use for either creating electric power, or if we turn it into ethanol and other forms of biofuels, we use in automobile engines.
So how is ethanol produced?
The kind of technology we have today for making ethanol, which is really derived from the ancient technology of making booze.
And he is right. Ethanol is a highly refined alcohol, and the production process is very similar to that of making moonshine. When a corn is delivered to the plant, it is first ground. The ground corn is then cooked with various enzymes that break down the starch and create a liquid corn mash. This mash is then fermented and repeatedly distilled until only the ethyl alcohol is left. Now it's ready for our cars.
Ethanol production has skyrocketed in the past 15 years. But what is responsible for this phenomena? Was it market-based, or was there some other driving force?
Corn ethanol will be supported in two different ways. One is by subsidies, what we all think of as subsidies, tax credits, money. But the more important support is a mandate that a certain amount of ethanol has got to be blended into the nation's gasoline supply. And it's that mandate that are driving the growth in the industry.
And what a growth it has been. Both farmers and the Midwest have benefited immensely from the mandate.
The ethanol impact specifically on corn has helped elevate our prices by about a quarter.
Especially right now, if we didn't have ethanol right now, corn would probably be $2 a bushel. And you can't survive. We're already below production costs right now at average yields.
But more than helping farmers, ethanol has brought hundreds of thousands of jobs to a downtrodden Midwest economy.
Ethanol has also largely replaced harmful MTBEs previously used as oxygenates in gasoline.
Problem is that compound, when it gets in the groundwater, is a very serious polluter. Ethanol is an oxygenate. It's much cleaner. It burns cleaner.
That MTBE that's in gasoline, a tablespoon full of that can contaminate enough water the size of an Olympic swimming pool forever.
But is ethanol's reputation as a green fuel accurate?
The cornfield is pulling CO2 out of the air whether or not you use that crop for fuel. When you burn any liquid fuel, the amount of CO2 that comes out the tailpipe is about the same. You look at the cornfield, since the corn from ethanol is coming from cornfields that were already planted, that cornfield isn't removing any more CO2 from the air this year when it's being used for ethanol than it was last year. We didn't reduce the amount of CO2 coming out of the tailpipe. We didn't take more CO2 out of the atmosphere on the cropland. So where is the benefit? And in fact, there is none.
Additionally, when corn is compared to other sources of renewable fuel, corn is shown to have higher water, fertilizer, pesticide, and energy needs, all of which have an impact on the environment.
Even this does not account for the previously unused land now plowed for new cornfields.
But corn ethanol production expansion has drastically slowed. This is because ethanol has reached the mandate cap, slowing expansion and leaving facilities like this one in the background desolate and half-built. Up until now, we focused on the corn ethanol portion of the 2007 mandate. But what about the cellulosic ethanol mandate? To learn more, we talked with Emily Cassidy of the Environmental Working Group.
Using plant residue or such as corn stofa or dedicated energy crops, as they call them, such as switchgrass, show promise of being greener, although the amount that they've been ramped up has been less than we originally expected.
How much less? In 2013, the EPA mandate was for 6 million gallons, but in actuality, only 200,000 gallons were produced. The benefits of cellulosic ethanol are incredible.
Corn stover has the potential to reduce emissions by at least 60 to 100%.
But unfortunately, economic viability and research have been the limiting factors in cellulosic ethanol production. So how does this all fit together?
Ethanol expansion has raised corn prices and is not a greener alternative to regular gasoline.
However, ethanol has replaced harmful MTBEs as an oxygenate in gasoline. Production is mainly based in the Midwest and has strengthened the regional economy.
With this in mind, we recommend that Congress start a shift away from corn ethanol and devote more resources towards research, development, and implementation of advanced cellulosic ethanol.
These cellulosic ethanols, such as corn stover or switchgrass, are not currently as viable as corn ethanol. But with research and time, they will become better green alternatives.
Ethanol is not the fuel of the future, but it's a step in the right direction, and the biofuel research it's enabled will be an answer to the environmental problems of the 21st century.